This is Rich Aesthetic. I'm Richard, and today I'm excited to show you update 2.5 to my Apple Numbers Finance Planner. Leggo. First up, better transaction logging when out and about. My favorite new feature is now when you run the main log transaction shortcut while you're out and about and you're on your iPhone, you're asked if you just want to save it later to data jar. And this is set up when you run the add dictionaries to data jar shortcut for the first time. It'll ask you, do you want to save it later to data jar or log it immediately? And by far, I recommend everyone to say save it to data jar, because especially when your sheet grows, like mine's got over 10 years of my financial history in it. I don't really want my finance planner to open up when I'm, at the mall or, downtown or whatever, just to log some purchase I made, because sometimes those purchases are very small. Like, they don't have to go onto the sheet right away, but you don't want to forget about them either, because then you have to find, dig through your receipts and whatnot, and then you run the risk of your transactions table missing transactions, which of course will make the balances not sync with, what your bank app is showing you. So definitely have it save later to data jar. Then you pair this with an automation, which will run on a weekly schedule, daily schedule. It's really up to you. I have mine set to daily, which will run the submit transactions notification shortcut. And the notification will tell you how many transactions you have, if any. If you have none, you don't get a notification. And then you can either tap or click on the notification or the notification action if you're on the Mac, and it'll submit automatically the transactions to your sheet for you. It's honestly really cool. I love running it on my Mac because I just watch the transactions kind of go in, especially on like a heavy shopping day. You're out downtown all day, just watching them roll in. It's really cool. It makes using the computer fun, because that's what they're supposed to do for you, right? On iPhone and iPad, you can also run this, but it works a little differently just because I wasn't able to get it to reliably always input the transaction for you. Again, specifically on iPhone and iPad. So what it does is it opens up the sheet, and then you'll get a notification telling you to swipe back to go back to shortcuts, because then it'll grab the information and then write it to numbers for you, and then you'll swipe back. So if you have a busy day of shopping, it's not going to be fun to run it on your iPhone or iPad. In those cases, I would recommend running it on the Mac. But of course, if you only have an iPad or iPhone as an option, then at least you're still able to do that. I know it's not ideal, but it's functional, and all I can do is hope that now, because of Apple Creator Studio, that Apple puts some more development into, the shortcuts backend for numbers, and maybe even just shortcuts to have their own database to maybe allow for better inputting of data in this way.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, but real quick, if you're enjoying the video, consider liking it, or maybe even subscribe or give a super thanks to show your support. All right, I'll let you get back to it.
Next up, subscription watcher. So I added a new table to the dashboard, which will collect your subscriptions, but specifically the subscriptions hitting your account this month. So of course the monthly ones will be there, but also annual and also weekly. Although if if you have too many weekly subscriptions, or if you have any weekly subscriptions at all, it only shows up if it's within the last 7 days, assuming that you're going to get hit with it again. Honestly, try to avoid weekly subscriptions. One, the table doesn't work that well, but I'd be willing to wager most of those out there are scams, the exception of a few like FlyD Pro. And then this table actually powers this little subscription alert, which I added to the income manager section on the dashboard, which will show you the count of how many subscriptions you have hitting this month, as well as how many might be hitting this day. And I say might be because I can't really guarantee that the date the subscription hits your account is the same month to month or even year to year. The world's not perfect. Next up, and this was actually a viewer requested feature, single currency mode. On the instruction sheet, there's now a toggle to turn off the secondary currency. And it really only affects the dashboard because that's really the only place where secondary currencies were really being shown. But the thing is, I can't make tables adapt to shape sizes, nor make shapes adapt to table sizes. Again, Apple Creator Studio gods, please. That would be such a great feature. So when you turn off the secondary currency, the dashboard looks a little spacious, especially in the income manager and accounts sections. But if you can live with it, that's cool. Really, the way it works is there's just a formula in those cells which will hide the content if the checkbox is checked off. That's how it works. And then there's a filter on those tables which will hide blank rows. So I did my best, and I hope it works for you, Scooby Noodles. Next up, a small tweak to the average monthly expenses pie chart, which is also on the dashboard sheet. There's now a pop-up menu in the middle of the pie chart ring where you can change the duration, and I've preset it to 24, 18, and 6 months, I think. But you can, of course, change that in the format inspector should you not like those durations of time. You also never have to mess with it if you don't want. But by clicking on that, you can get a different visualization of your average monthly expenses. And finally, honestly, this is the biggest feature or change. It took me the longest to do. But I think it also has the smallest impact. But it's, I have finally fully translated all of the shortcuts, of which there are 9 now, to work with all the languages that I brought to the Apple Numbers sheet. Apple Numbers was easier to do. Apple Shortcuts, especially with how kind of buggy and glitchy it is, was a little bit harder. But also, working with the dictionaries was neat for me. And of course, rather than starting with the smaller shortcuts where I could have learned the technique and then brought it to the bigger one, I started with the bigger one because it's the main one. And I needed it to work for basic data input for update 2.0. And it was working. But some of the input questions and prompts weren't translated. So now it's all fully translated, and I'm really happy that that is done and that it is working. So I hope there's someone out there using another language besides English running these shortcuts. If that is you, comment down below that you're using it in another language. It would just make me feel better knowing that somebody has chosen another language besides English, running the shortcut and using the Apple number sheet. But yeah, I had fun learning it. Definitely over the year, I think I'm going to make it more efficient so that that main shortcut isn't so big because it doesn't need to be so big. Yo, I almost forgot to point out a small change that I really like. It's a change to the upcoming expense estimation table, where now instead of selecting the English and having to guess or kind of recognize, if you know the word, of course, the word to then see your translation underneath, now you just select from a drop-down list of emojis. And it's awesome. It's a small little change that I think looks really cool. So let's take a look at that. So over here on the table, you can see it looks pretty similar. The part that's in the purple is where your translation would be. And then of course up here you have the emoji drop down. So this first one here, gasoline and charging, there's a gas emoji, car emoji, and battery emoji. Let's say you don't drive at all, so you don't need to see that, but you want to look at what you spend on your household supplies. So I put some wooden logs here and a broom. And there you have materials, which is the word for household supplies. Let's say you don't do any dining, but you always get takeout. Well, I have a takeout box here. And just to show that it works in another language, if I come over here to Japanese, go back to the dashboard. You'll see in a moment, boom. So there's no more English there. Boom, you get the fire and the fire. Calculating up, and now it is the same. Let's move this back to, what was it before? I forgot. Water, I think. And back to water. Super cool. Let's say you don't like the emojis that I chose. You can, of course, edit those if you go to the Format tab and then Cell. There you have your menu options. If you change one, it does not change it for all the others. Keep that in mind. And if you do change them, you'll have to change one more thing over in the reference sheet. Scroll on over, emoji meanings, and here they are. So you'll have to change the emoji you changed there for any of these terms. These are in English. It does search for the English. You'll have to figure out which emoji it is you're changing, but since you are looking at the original emoji before you change it, should not be too difficult. I hope you like that table as much as I do. Last up, what does this mean for PayHip? So I'm just going to replace this 2.5 version on top of the 2.0 version on the product page. So if you've already got the 2.0 version, by all means, just download this version. You have it. And also keep in mind, if this is, if you're new to the channel, new to the video and this whole project, and you're looking to take control of your finances, this sheet is still free until WWDC 2026. Which is probably going to be in June. So we still have a few months for that, to roll out. So the link is down in the description. That's all I got for this one. Let me know down in the comments below if you've been using the sheet or if this is your first time coming across it. Thank you so much for helping me achieve 1,000 subscribers. If you're not a part of the aesthetics, consider subscribing to stay in the loop with this project or other ones that I have coming. And until the next one, Rich Aesthetic out. Keep it aesthetic. Peace.